variety of tools. I sculpt, so I use foam, I use clay, I use found objects. If I'm drawing, it's usually pen and ink. So it's a wide variety of tools that I use.
What tools?
Yeah.
Money. We just throw money at things and then it happens. It's amazing. It's a really, really impressive tool to have. But also gumption.
For the storyboarding, I use pencil and paper. For whatever reason, if I do it digital, I can't storyboard. It has to be traditional, or I can't get it rough enough. And then for the sketches and the line art, it's pretty much all digital, Procreate mostly.
Sticks and stones, pencils, plastic knives, any sort of paint and nonsense I can find around the house.
Tools of the trade, just a computer, just some free programs on a computer, just the cheapest stuff I can, just free tools. I don't pay for anything. I use all old school, pencil, and just ink straight to paper. I haven't yet gone digital, but hopefully someday I will.
Whatever I've got at hand. I'll use pigment pens, I'll use dip pens, I'll use brushes with the ink bottles. That's usually the tools at hand.
I vary. I use digital most of the time. Sometimes I use pen and ink, and lots of fans already.
Analog. I use old style pencils, various pens, brushes, whiteout paint, whatever traditional tools I can get my grubby little mitts on, really.
I have a notepad and a set of pencils, and also I use my phone just to type it out when I'm working or like on the bus or running around or anything. I usually use my phone. Obviously Ghostbusters and Toronto.
Mobius and Kirby.
There are many sources, fine art, other comic artists, Paul Margu. Actually, he did. He was ahead of me in high school, and him and a friend, they made their own books, and that inspired me to actually go in that direction. So I was, that's why I enjoyed doing TikTok.com, and I contacted Chatan years later, and he invited me to be part of the group, and ever since then, we've been creating books for them. That's a lot of fun.
Well, Dave was an early one, but yeah, I mean, almost anything. I've been looking at a guy named Savage Pencil lately, from the British cartoonist, sort of an underground kind of dude. I've brought some Darwin Cook with me for inspiration, but yeah, I mean, it runs the gamut. I'm digging into, the great thing about publishing right now is that there's people digging into stuff that hasn't been available for like 50 years or more, and you can get a hold of great old cartoonists that have not necessarily fallen into obscurity, but it was just really hard to get their stuff without dropping a ton of money. Now you can get books for, I mean, they're still not cheap, but they're usually beautifully made and beautifully printed, and lots of love goes into making these books. It's great to have stuff like that on hand.
A lot of 90s stuff, like the Image Founder guys, a lot of old school Marvel and DC, like 1980s and prior.
Influences, first one was probably Gravity Falls. When I was a kid, I watched that and I was like, I want to draw cartoons. And then webcomics mostly when I was a teenager. I was on DeviantArt, I was looking up Pokemon comics, and I kind of fell into other comics from there.
Oh, other artists. Everybody doing their own thing, mostly comic books.
Let's see, Clive Barker, Bernie Wrightson, Richard Corbin, the list goes on and on. There's a lot.
It varies. I like all kinds of art. I like a lot of the more classic creators. Like first one I really took notice to was Greg LaRocque and Jim Aparo, and then I got into like the more stylish ones like Jim Lee and Tom McFarlane, and now I take a lot of influences from Terry Moore.
Everything really. I just use my mind. I'm just always moving stuff. Everything's going fast in my mind and everything. I just watch a lot of movies, read comics, so I just write what I like.
I'm going with the Hull. madder you get, the stronger you get.
Hulk or Superman? That's a hard one. I'd probably go with the Hulk just because it would be funny to see, but Superman probably logistically would win because laser eyes, so probably that, but the Hulk's what I would want to win.
Let's say Superman.
Oh, I take Hulk.
I watched that video on YouTube, I think. I think it was Superman who won. I think he grabbed him and threw him out into space or something and he died. So I think that's the answer. Superman. Superman, I guess. But unless it's Smart Hulk, then he's got to run for his money.
It's always Hulk.
Probably Superman, right? I don't know enough about superheroes, but I feel like he'd win, right?
Superman. I'm pretty sure that already happened. The DC versus Marvel. All Access. Check it out. It's a trade paperback.
Why would they be fighting? Superman makes bonds, right? He's the lover, not the fighter, unless he's pushed. I don't know.